few things that seem to characterize the University of Miami in their heyday of football were wins and controversy. It's what made the U the U, and we're seeing some of both return to South Florida. Ray Crawford here with managing editor Pete Fiutak to talk about the U. First, the controversy. How does the NCAA investigation affect what happens to this team this year?
Looks like not at all. I mean, they seem to have gotten through this storm. And the last few years, they've fallen on their sword. They didn't go to the ACC championship game. They didn't go to the bowl games. They said, okay, we're going to kind of self-impose things, but this thing's looking like it's going to blow over and they'll be fine in all this. I think going forward, now it's all going to be about football. Now it's going to be about, okay, what can Miami do to become Miami again? And I think it's going to be just, again, focusing on what can they do to win an ACC championship.
All right, now from the controversy to the wins. The
Yes.
Canes finished in a tie for first in the Coastal Division last year. Stephen Morris is back at QB. Duke Johnson is back in the tailback position. So how good will this offense be?
Very, very good. 10 starters are back on offense. That exploded last year. Now, it kind of had to because the defense was so bad. They had to bomb away to try to keep up. But Morris is a very, very big-time talent. Duke Johnson showed what he can do in all phases of the game. The offensive line should be terrific. This is going to be one of the most potent offenses in the ACC. It can keep up with anybody, and I think it's going to win a lot of games on its own just because it's going to out-bomb a lot of these ACC teams.
In most cases, having a lot of returners and
Yes.
starters come back is a good thing. However, defensively, this unit was dead last year. Are they going to actually be a year older and a year better?
Yeah, you heard former Hurricanes dying last year, being like, this is not the Miami defense. We're good. Offense good, defense bad. But you're right, 10 starters are coming back. They got a lot of talent, a lot of athleticism. Al Golden's done a nice job of recruiting. He's had a little bit of a tough time because of the NCAA problems we alluded to before. But there is enough talent and athleticism there to be a little bit better. All they got to do is hold serve, let the offense do the rest.
All right, so as we look at the schedule, a big test right away there in week number 2 against Florida. So how do they fare, and will they win more than the 7 games that they won last year?
Well, I think they'll win more than the 7 games of last year. I don't think they beat Florida, but the key to that game is if they can get up early. I mean, Florida does not have a high-octane passing attack. If they can somehow make the Gators try to form some sort of a comeback and keep up in a shootout, I don't think Florida can do it. However, I don't think the Miami defense is going to be able to hold up against the power of the Gators. But interesting schedule overall for Miami. They get a lot of big in-state games. Not only do they get the Gators, they start off with Florida Atlantic, a local game. They got to play at Florida State. They have to go to South Florida. A lot of big Sunshine State games. ACC play, they got to go to North Carolina. They got to go to Florida State. They got to deal with Virginia Tech. A lot of big battles. I think they get by the Hokies. I think they go 9-3, but they lose to the Gators, Tar Heels, and Seminoles. Fun season for the Hurricanes. I think they go off to a bowl. They actually accept the bowl bid this year, and they end up winning 10 games.
All right, Pete, thanks very much. We'll see how things go for the Canes in 2013. Check out previews of other ACC teams as well as those from around the country on CampusInsiders.com.